Welcome back to the channel. I'm Daniel. I am a fitness enthusiast, and for the purposes of this episode, I haven't worked out in about a month, and I need to do some exercise. I'm going to let Ken Hutchins, Drew Bay, Dr. McGuff, and others discuss about the definition of exercise. But for the most part, strength training is the only thing that actually is exercise. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with it. That's another topic. Go to those videos, talk to those people. I agree with them about that. That's as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to talk about, first of all, I implied in my initial discussion of my experience with HIIT, I implied that I didn't get good results with HIIT. That's true. I implied that it was HIIT's fault. That's not necessarily true. During my whole time of doing HIIT, off and on, on for a little over 20 years, off, well, maybe about 20 years, um, off of it maybe 5 or 10. But in that whole time, during the whole time I did high intensity training, I was trained by another person probably a total of 20 times. Out of all of the out of all the workouts I did, I had a trainer with me, a person who was at least somewhat knowledgeable about exercise, probably no more than 20 workouts. This is a problem. That right there is why I did not get good results. It's not HIIT's fault, and this is the problem. HIIT has an addiction, a dependency. HIIT is, I'm going to say this specifically, HIIT is nearly impossible to perform without good instruction. Let me say that again. HIIT is nearly impossible to HIIT is nearly impossible to perform without good instruction. That's my reset. This is a really important topic, and I'm really glad to hear that Drew Bay is possibly bringing back the certifications for training, for instruction. This is really needed. This is a huge push forward. The original super slow instructors, those are some of the best instructors on the planet, if not the best. This is a really important reason for any type of strength training, a really important factor for any type, not just HIIT. Inroad is, I'm going to let Ken Hutchins and Drew Bay give you better, really good definitions of Inroad. Very basically, it is the momentary level of the fatigue in your muscle to stimulate the muscle. That is a very, very simplistic way of explaining it. It is a very complex topic. I do have some issues with it, namely the word. It's a little vague. I get what it's referring to. I always have a question. Where on the scientific process, the scientific method, where does the concept of inroad lie? Anybody can, that would be a good topic for a panel discussion. Where in that scientific method process does the concept of inroad lie? I hope we can talk about that somewhat someday. I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't. I have some suspicions, but not any really ideas. One of the issues that is plaguing HIIT is the gulf of understanding. There is an idea that here is your top level HIIT achievement, your workout. This is with a trainer, a really, really good trainer, and you've done 15, 20 workouts and you know how to go to failure. That is key. Know how to. People, if you have not been instructed through it, you don't know how to. You think you're doing it, you're not. It's shocking, the difference. The difference between what trainers expect between an instructed workout and workout by themselves is here. That's what they expect. The true difference is it's way down here. Working out by yourself, trying to do HIIT, is virtually impossible. You need a workout buddy at least a workout partner who is knowledgeable with HIIT and with instruction. Go to Drew's channel and others for that. I'll put links. This is, if I had had good instruction during my time as HIIT, I probably would have reached into the 180s easily. Maybe not easily, but yeah, you get the idea. Had I had good instruction, I would have done HIIT well, and somebody would have gotten me to there. By yourself, it's really, really difficult. If you look back at all, I don't mean to shake it, sorry about that. If you look back at all of the popular projects, West Point Project, Colorado Experiment, Darden's Big, what are some others? Nautilus Diet, um, all the different ones, Big Arms, all of them were instructed. Arthur with Mincer, Arthur with Boyarko, they were all instructed. Without an instructor, HIIT is almost impossible. There are some people, very few, very, very few. I'm going to guesstimate 1 in 100,000 who are capable of doing a full and true HIIT workout. They have already been through instructed workouts. They know how to do it. They know what it feels like. They know what to recognize. If you have not been through a properly performed set of an exercise, of strength training exercise, you can't really know where that endpoint is. You have an idea, you have a feeling, but it's way far off, even if you've been doing it for years, 20, 30 years even. Some people think this is a matter of self-discipline, of mental confidence, of mental discipline. It's not. It's a matter of experience, a matter of preparation, it's a matter of instruction, a matter of knowledge, and a matter of exposure, practice. It's not discipline, it's practice. Discipline is having the discipline to show up for the practice. That's mental discipline. Having someone else take you through the practice, instruct you how to go through that process is key to achieving a true high intensity workout. Take the repetition seriously. Many people take a whole workout, a 7 exercise, but a single repetition, even the lack of repetition, the static part, super statics or Ken's static training, take the single repetition seriously. Really focus on learning it well. Really focus on performing it well. There are a lot of instructions about how to do that. Focus on the single one repetition at a time and focus on what the muscle is doing, not what the weight is doing. The weight is meaningless. The weight is just there, it's just going up and down, and that is not the goal. Drew's already spoken much about that. One of the things that I think is vital, and one of my changes in training, is I shifted away from the gym to more body weight training. The reason for that is convenience. My body is with me all the time. I can work out anywhere. I have no excuse other than being in the hospital with no prostate or taken out. That was what I had done. I had a prostate removed about 6 weeks ago. I've started training again. I'll go into that during a episode about how I'm prepared and how I'm recovering from that surgery. Robotic radical prostatectomy, I think is what it's called. At least after you have gone through a significant amount of HIIT workouts with a trainer, after you have practiced and learned how to get to that state, that mental focus, that physical focus of achieving a good set of exercise, at some point you want to start transitioning to one of those workouts, at least one of those workouts being body weight at home workout. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter your equipment, you can put it together. Use the Project Kratos material. Drew, I listened to you. Kratos, I think I got it right. Kratos, I'm not sure. I need to listen to the Greek version of it. That is probably the single best body weight training program. It is very simple, very concise. It's not extravagant. There's no extra fancy movements, no gymnastic stuff. You can do that later. There's a channel called Gold Medal Bodies that are similar to gymnastics training. That's extra. That comes after you've done the base work of your body weight training program. And the base work should be very simple, basic exercises, nothing fancy. It should be modifiable, adaptable, and accessible. And Drew goes much, I'm going to try to put a link in the description to Drew's program, Project Kratos. Check it out. It's worth the money, and it's worth contacting him for more information on it. Let's talk about momentary muscle failure for a moment. I'm going to be straightforward. I am not convinced it is necessary for results. I know some people are going, oh God, he's going to say that. The evidence is there. There's a lot of people who get results without it. I'm not going to get into that. But it's not necessary. If you're training at home and you're struggling to get results with high intensity, quote, one set to failure, just do a second damn set. The whole one set fetish gets too far sometimes. If you're training in a facility with a high intensity instructor, a good one, you most likely will be able to get a couple of those exercises to the correct point. At least one. You probably won't get them all, but you'll get at least one. If you're training on your own, it is highly unlikely that you will get any of them. You'll get, with practice, you might get close and you might not need to do a second set, but you probably just need to do two sets. Try hard on that first set, and you might not need to do a second one. If in your mind you're not sure, just do the second set. It's that simple. That is the conclusion I've came to from being away from HIIT for so long, is without an instructor, HIIT is virtually impossible. The equipment is far less important than the trainer or the instructor. Equipment, the basic equipment, home equipment is good enough, more than good enough. Focusing on the equipment is the wrong focus. Focus on the instructor. Focus on the training. Focus on getting the mental focus, the physical focus to whatever tool you're using. A better tool is going to inch your results up a little bit, but not anywhere near the instructor and instruction. Get some good instruction. Contact Drew Bay, bay.com, BAYE.com, for more information, or if you want to get a link to an instructor near you. Get at least a few. Anyway, be strong and work hard.